Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's showing of the First Responders 200 Las Vegas Motor Speedway, right here on the Esports Broadcasting Network.
Yes, got it.
Tonight, the Truckers Feed America Cup Series, brought to you by Topsail Trucking, will battle it out for 200 miles on the D-shaped 1.5-mile Diamond in the Desert. For ESPN, I'm Cliff Corvo alongside Damon Lester tonight up here in the booth. Damon, how you doing here tonight? All right, not sure if Damon's with us at the moment. Might have some microphone issues. We'll get him on momentarily. But tonight we're going to tip our hats to the first responders all over the country here, Las Vegas. These drivers are going to roll the dice here tonight. We'll get our race info up on our screen. Those race 2 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Patrick Mcquaid winning at Daytona last week. Adam Angerstein taking second. David Harrah taking third place there in that race. Tonight we're here at Las Vegas, out in the desert. It's going to be about 96 degrees. I believe on track. It's about 70 degrees out there, ambient temperature. These guys are going to go ahead and get qualified here, and we'll go down trackside as they do, as these drivers take a couple of qualifying laps, and we will get going here momentarily when they grid up. David Harrah out here on track in that number 15 Chevy. Harrah, as we spoke about just a moment ago, finished third at Daytona. I don't want to call it an uneventful finish to that race, but it was not a typical Daytona wreckfest that you would normally see here. These guys are going to get gridded up, and we will run through that grid just a second. It looks like Peter Terriot's going to take the pole position here. And the G-Tech Cleaning Solutions Pole Award, going to go to Peter Tetrio here. Going to start on the inside of David Lorfano III. In that 8 machine. They'll bring up the grid here as these drivers will get rolling here momentarily. Spoke of Peter Terriot and David Lorfano III taking our first row here. Cameron Harris and Joseph Lester are going to take the second row. Joseph Lester, of course, I'm pretty sure the son of Damon Lester, we got up here in the booth with us. Having some microphone issues. He will hopefully get him back in here soon. So Patrick Mcquaid is going to start 5th. Lilith Peters is going to start outside of him in 6th. Larry Garnes is going to start 7th, with Chad Snyder starting 8th. Joshua Hetrick is going to start 9th, and Scott Leonard is going to start 10th, just outside of him. Bill Stanley is going to start 11th, and Charlie Dickey is going to start 12th. Starting 13th here today is going to be Jeremy Flanagan, with Tyrone Yo starting 14th, just outside of him. Johnny May is going to start 15th, and Nathan Christensen is going to start 16th. Robbie Fletcher will roll off 17th, and John Higgins Jr. is going to start 18th. Adam Angerstein Going to start ninth here tonight. Our runner-up at the Daytona opener last week, finishing second there. And David Hara going to start 20th. Or sorry, 21st. Joseph Warner will be rolling off 20th. That's going to be our starting lineup. We'll jump back up front with Peter Terrell and David Lorfano III. And they will take us to the green. The green flag will fly. The 6 and the 8 will take us across the line. Peter Tetrio and David Lorfano battling it out there for that top position. Tetrio is going to take it. The 6 gets a commanding lead out here quickly. Cameron Harris is now going to assume that second position, where he's actually fighting it now door to door with David Lorfano III, as they're side by side here for second place. Really about to be battling for first as they're catching Peter here.
Here comes that 5 car.
Hey, there we are. Damon Lester finally able to get up here in the booth.
Yeah, really looking forward to the race tonight. Last week was exciting. I think tonight's really going to show us what we're going to expect for the rest of the season.
Cameron Harris is going to run a fast lap here, 30.47, but looks like we might have trouble on the racetrack. Adam Angerstein having a bit of trouble. Let's go back and see just what caused this here on lap 3. Got him on track. The number 9 car here coming out of the turn, getting just a bit sideways and having to catch it. Gonna come up and contact that 09 machine.
Yeah, really tough there for Adam. He had a great run last week. And hopefully he can get some repairs and still make something out of tonight. Just really hate to see all that happening this early in the race. Hopefully these guys will get settled in. We'll get some good racing this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, only a few laps in there. These new cars, but not the new cars, but the new package that just recently got released gave these cars a lot more horsepower, and you really got to feather the throttle a bit more than ever. This was more of a stand in it kind of car and hang on all the way around, but now it's a little bit different with these new updates.
Yeah, absolutely. Now they're really having to let off a little early, let the car roll the center, and if they can time it just right, they'll really get a good run off off those corners down the straightaways. So we'll have to see, especially how tire wear affects these guys, and we'll have to see that as the race goes on. But it should be a really exciting race. I sort of expect it to get into a fuel run halfway through, but we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you to the folks watching at home. Hillary correcting me. It's Peter Terrio leading this race here tonight in this number 6 Chevy up front, just in front of Cameron Harris. So I appreciate you correcting me in the chat. Feel free to jump in with the conversation. We got our Zorku fans showing up again today. So happy to have you guys back this week. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification if you guys are into this series and want to follow Zorku throughout the season here. So Peter Terrio leading this thing. We'll go ahead and run through the field real quick, or at least our top 10. Cameron Harris finding himself in second under this first caution. Joseph Lester right here in third. Damon, what relationship is Joseph here to you?
That's my firstborn.
That's firstborn
We'll have to
Lester
see.
here. All right.
Firstborn Lester. We'll see how he does tonight. If he can keep things calm and just not push things early, I think he'll end up having a good run tonight.
Well, really excited to have a family member here running in a race that we're calling. So good luck to him. He's got some competition to fend off here, especially with David Lorfano here running in the fourth position. Lilith Peters running fifth. Larry Garnes is currently in sixth, with Chad Snyder here running a close seventh. Joshua Hetrick's going to round out eighth, with Scott Leonard right behind him in ninth, and Charlie Dickey in this 37 machine is going to round out our top 10 as we roll lap 6 of 134 here under caution.
And for those Zorku fans out there, he is running in 13th right now, so we'll watch his progress as the night goes on.
Flanagan currently running 13th, just outside the top 10, looking to get a good finish here again. Had a really strong run at Daytona. Unfortunately, didn't pan out the way that he had probably hoped it would, but let's see what he can get going here at Las Vegas. He's got some ground to make up. Peter Terrio currently first, and Cameron Harris second, going to take us to the line for this restart. For the Topsail Trucking Truckers Feed America Cup Series, First Responders 200 here tonight, tipping our hats to all the first responders across the country. Tonight's race.
Here they come down the middle of the straightaway, get ready to come around here, come through 3 and 4. We get ready to bring them, get the green flag, and get these guys underway again.
A real good opportunity here for some of these cars in third and fourth, maybe even fifth and sixth, to hopefully get a good jump on the start, possibly make a pass, getting into the first couple corners and down the backstretch here. See if Lester or Lorfano can make a move for the lead. Green flag will fly. Terrio gets a big push here. He's able to time those starts really well. Lester jumps up to second if he can make this pass on Cameron Harris. The top three cars pulling out just a little bit over fourth of David Lorfano.
Yeah, just really curious to see what kind of pull these cars get. And I know the draft was really big at Las Vegas last year. I'm just really curious to see how this change in the package is going to affect these cars this week at Las Vegas. Looks like the 5 of Joseph Lester's looking at the inside of Terrio.
Yeah, Lester's going to try to make that work on the bottom side. Looks like he's going to get by pretty easily there. Peter Terrio probably thinking this is a long race, only lap 10. Going to let Joseph Lester go ahead and take that lead. We got a new leader here for the First Responders 200. As Joseph Lester takes us down the backstretch into 3 and 4. As he'll try to hold on to this lead and keep Peter Terrio behind him.
He really timed. They got a good run coming off the 2 there and was able to get on the inside of Terrio. And he's really making that inside work, but I'm wondering if he's going to hurt those tires early in the run, trying to push the car this hard.
Well, now that he's got that first position there and hopefully some cleaner air in that nose, he can probably ease up on the throttle a little bit. He made that pass happen pretty easily, so he can kind of stop working the car so hard, but he's going to have a hard time keeping some of these guys back here for very long. Terrio included, but I'm looking at David Lorfano, Harris, Hetrick, a lot of big names here that are starting to climb through the field and are going to start to want to be chomping on the bit and try to get to the point. John Higgins Jr. in that 19 Toyota back here in 9th place, now up 9 spots from where he started, but also a couple spots behind him we got David Hara, who's up 10 spots from where he started, starting to work his way all the way up through the field. I believe Hara started back in 20th, or almost in 20th. Pretty deep in the field though. He's going to be our top mover at the moment.
Yeah, I really think we're going to get into the old-fashioned, strung-out mile-and-a-half racing this week. And we'll have to see how that pans out as the race goes on. But, it looks like they're starting to spread out a little bit. So hopefully we'll get some green flag racing and really see what these cars have.
Yeah, I think you're dead on that, Damon. I think that we're going to see some spread out action, and I think this is going to be a race for you to lose on your own. Meaning, this is a new package, a lot more horsepower. It's not pedal to the floor all the way around, and you're really gonna have to drive this car. So we're gonna see the cars get spread out, and you're not gonna have a lot of or I feel we're not going to have a lot of issues on racetrack with cars getting into each other. It's really just going to be racing your own car and racing the track as it comes to you, and hopefully understanding what this new package is all about, and hopefully have just a decent race here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those who can really harness a loose car, I think those are going to be the drivers who excel tonight. And I know from experience, the driver of that 5 car, he likes the car really loose. So if it even gets a tick tight, he'll start complaining to that crew chief, and we'll see what happens and if they can make some changes throughout the race.
Yeah, the 5 there of Joseph Lester, showing as a 24 car, did recently join in the league. Probably just a small mistake there. He is the 5 car. He is leading this thing, but he's currently having to hold off Peter Terrio, who shows as a 17 on timing and scoring. But he's starting to make a pass here, trying to reclaim his lead on Joseph Lester as they're side-by-side getting into 3. 6 car, Peter Terrio.
For the lead.
Yeah, he'll fall off a little bit. He's going to give it back to Joseph Lester. Doesn't want to overwork the car is what I'm assuming. Doesn't want to burn that right front off too early. But you got the 8 of David Lorfano the third starting to feel, or his car is starting to come around to him. I think as this run gets longer, some of these guys are going to have a car that'll probably work a little more into their favor.
And I'm wondering if we don't, as further we go through this run, I'm wondering if the cars don't start moving up a little bit closer to the wall, because we know Las Vegas is a track where they like to get up there and rip that outside. So we'll have to see if that comes in later in this run.
Yeah, absolutely. Time will tell. We're definitely going to see. We're already seeing some longer. Well, I shouldn't say longer green flag runs. We're only 18 laps into it. But we're seeing a nice long run here that the tires are really going to become a factor in this run, and we may very well see just how far a tank is going to go and how far these guys are willing to take a set of tires. And speaking of, they run a 70% fuel cell, and they get 6 sets of tires for these races. For those of you new to the series.
This is some really good racing, Cliff. We're really seeing how, typically last year, if the cars were this close, the cars in the back would be pushing and would be tight, not be able to turn, but doesn't look like that's the case this year. So we're really seeing how this new car is really helping these guys out and giving them a little bit more ability to control their cars. So really exciting thus far.
Yeah, this whole entire season is going to be really fun as it starts to pan out, especially with the new package. They get a lot more horsepower to play with. So we'll see if some of these drivers that may be struggling here in this first race at Las Vegas with this new package throughout the season. I think we're going to see a lot of these guys get a lot better as they start to learn a lot about these cars.
Yeah, as I mentioned a minute ago about running the outside, looks like the 27 and fourth of Cam Harris, he would running the outside there a little while ago, so it could be coming in. Maybe he's just trying to see where the grip is. And that battle for the leads get pretty exciting. Chariot's looking on the inside of the 5.
Yeah, Terrio's going to try to come back on that bottom side. He's tried this once already. I think he has to really work the car a little too hard to get that pass done, and he's trying to just kind of conserve that tire, but he's also getting good runs on the 5 and doesn't want to do nothing with them.
I think the big thing with these cars is you're really going to have to be offensive and you have to be defensive. You're going to have to really be offensive when you're trying to, and be aggressive when you're trying to pass. But when you're leading, you're also going to have to play defense. You're going to have to run the lane that they want so that they can't get that run.
Yeah, and all at the same time being conservative because it's a long race and it's a long season and you're here running for points and a championship. That's always a fun little gambit.
Yeah, so here comes Terrio on the outside.
Terrio going to try that outside line, see if that'll stick a little better for him than the bottom side, as the top 4 are getting closer together as this run goes on. You could throw a blanket over them. Cameron Harrison 4th is only 0.4 seconds behind Joseph Lester in the lead as they're side by side, door to door down the backstretch. And then 2nd and 3rd are just looking on.
Looks like Terriot's going to get the lead back from Joseph Lester in the 5. That outside, he got that momentum and he really got that run down the backstretch. So that outside is coming in. Joseph Lester getting a run on him. Looks like that 6 got in the wall a little bit there.
Yeah, Terrio's going to tag the wall just a little bit. Bounces right off. Doesn't slow him down much at all, but that may affect him in the long run. Could have a little bit of damage there. I don't know how resilient these right sides are on these next-gen cars. You know, I just haven't had enough broadcasts under my belt to see what these cars can take for this new generation of car, but it looks like, at least for now, the 6 car.
I'll tell you what, though, for those people who are concerned about how these cars were going to run, this is just showing the type of racing that we're going to get with these cars, not only in our racing, but also I believe this is going to move over into the real world as well. So these cars look to be much more competitive than what we've had for the last few years.
Absolutely, and you can tell, what drivers out here have really harnessed the car already. As these top 4 is behind the top 4, back to 5th place of Lilith Peters, is about a 3-second gap.
As you can see, she's up there running the outside.
Yeah, starting to figure that car out, running that outside. And then I wanted to highlight Patrick Mcquaid here, the 77 Toyota, the Project Dynamic machine here. Won the Daytona opener last week. Almost in cruise control, was able to really spread out away from the pack, which the entire pack really did get spread out. It was a very clean and green race, which you don't really talk about much when it comes to Daytona. But the 77 did win then. He's here now fighting for up to 6th place, trying to hold off John Higgins Jr. and working his way to the front.
Absolutely. And he won that race last week in dominating style. So we'll have to see. You'll have drivers who will be really strong on the super speedways and just okay on the intermediates. We'll have to see. Patrick Mcquaid is making his way to the front.
They're about to go 3 wide there for 6th and 7th. But the front pack heating up just a little bit. It looks like Lorfano has taken over 2nd place here. Take a quick look back and see if we can see this pass. We actually were right behind it there. I apologize for that. We'll just jump back here up front. So Joseph Lester here continuing to try to hold off this field. He's got to battle it out now with David Lorfano as he got past Peter Terrio. And Cameron Harris sitting here in fourth, watching it all go down, just kind of biding his time here, hoping that the top three burn up their tires and he's able to reel them back in and just get a nice easy pass is what I'm thinking.
This has been absolutely excellent racing. I mean, all night long, these cars have been side by side, making passes. I mean, yeah, they're strung out a little bit, but this is good racing. This is what we've looked forward to since we heard the next gen car was coming out. So I think NASCAR's done a good job getting this car together. The teams have done a good job supplying information to get this car dialed in. And it's just been impressive, the first couple of races of the season. So I think we've got a lot of good things to look forward to, and especially on these intermediate tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. And the racers and from everything that I've been hearing or reading, out there in some of these leagues that we broadcast and some that I'm involved with, the racers are really enjoying the new package. And it's no longer just a freight train of cars and just go around in a circle. You really have to lift now. You got to be easy on your tires. You got to feather the throttle on some tracks. And so it's going to get really exciting, and the talent is going to be is really going to show, and the cream is going to rise to the crop, so to speak, as it looks like we might be getting our first round of pit stops.
Yeah, looks like this 27. Cameron Harris is coming in to get his first 4 tires and fuel.
Yeah,
see if that draws the leaders down.
He'll be the first one to come off. Looking to possibly maybe short pit a little bit. He was running in fourth. Maybe just trying to get off on a different strategy here for than the leaders. Joseph Lester, continues to lead the race, and he is our race leader with David Lorfano chasing him. Peter Terrio now third, and how that'll put Lilith Peters up into fourth position. We'll see how that plays out.
And you can see with the pace they're running that even with him running in fourth place, he's still going to be about a lap and a half down.
Yeah, a little bit of an interesting strategy. Doesn't look like anybody else thus far has decided to jump on board with that. We'll continue to monitor and see who does decide to come down as Joseph Lester continues to lead. He's got a little bit of a gap now over Peter Terrio, falling back a little bit here, just about 6/7 of a second as he falls. We're running
to spread out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's just kind of, I think we're seeing a little bit of probably tire fall off. We're lap 36 of 134. We've had a couple of laps under caution, nothing major. So I think we're starting to see some of this tire, I'm imagining fall off. I don't have any data to run on. I haven't run on this new package yet myself. But, we saw one driver already peel off the racetrack, possibly wanting some clean rubber, some stickers on that machine, and maybe his tires were worn out from chasing down that top three. Hard to say from up here in the booth, but as we take a look on, these cars are still continuing to, get a little bit spread out, but nothing too major. We'll take a look through the field here as Johnny May here in the 69 got a little bit of front end damage there, so I'm sure back here deep in the field things are a little bit of bumping and banging and trying to make some positions here and there, and everyone's fighting to learn this car. But I think that as this run goes on, these tires are starting to fall off more and more, and the excitement around the track might get a little higher as cars start to slip and slide around and possibly get into each other. So don't go anywhere. We're going to jump side by side. We'll go to a quick commercial break as we turn lap 40, and we'll possibly see pit stops for the rest of the field very soon. Don't go away. We are back live from the racetrack. Lap 42 of 134 is in the bag. We'll go through the field here as they start to get spread out. Lilith Peters actually jumping into pit road. Let's check on that first. Lilith Peters of the number 6 Chevy takes it down pit road. Hometown Tampa. Floridian there. Gonna get services done on that vehicle as Joseph Lester holds on to the lead. Only a couple of cars coming down pit road. As I say that, of course, we're going to have some takers. Patrick Mcquaid, John Higgins Jr. right behind him. Johnny May as well. Back up front, Joseph Lester, as we talked about. Oh, Peter Terrio going to decide to peel off as well.
Yeah, we're getting toward the end of the run here. Everybody's going to start coming on pit road. This is really going to determine how spread out the field gets and how well you can get on pit road. And then this isn't a particular hard pit road to get onto. So I really want to see what happens here.
Yeah, Damon, is there an easy pit road out there that you've come across? Because I haven't.
No, I think they all have their difficulties. I think my least favorite is Darlington. But Las Vegas is certainly not easy either.
Well, Joseph Lester, our race leader, is going to give it to David Lorfano to come down pit road. Lorfano, Larry Garnes out there have not pit yet. Angerstein's showing in third, but he was in pit road on lap 3, and Billy Stanley lap 4, third and fourth here. So these guys on a little bit of a different cycle as David Lorfano and Larry Garnes are going to take it down pit road. Right here on lap 46. So that'll hand the lead to Adam Angerstein. Looking to collect a bonus point on that one. Johnny May, Johnny May getting into trouble. It looks like out on track, the 69 machine. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened there.
Looks like he alt forward. That way he didn't cause it. Oh, now we have another accident on the track.
That's something big. We're going to get a better look at that. Hang tight here. It was actually Johnny Higgins Jr. we saw here. We've got a couple of things that we've got to look at. Johnny May actually crashed ahead of Johnny Higgins. I think they were involved together. Let's go ahead and take a look. Johnny May here coming out of the corner. Chevy. Him getting loose there in the bottom.
Oh, looks like he was pushed tight.
Oh, big lick there in the front right too, and he's going to collect the 19.
Oh, and of course the 19 just happened to in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's the 19 Project Dynamic car of John Higgins Jr., who was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Unfortunate for him. Teammate to the 77 of John Mcquaid, or John Mcquaid, I apologize. Actually, Patrick Mcquaid, the 77 machine. Daytona opener winner last week. Cameron Harris, our current, or showing as our current leader right now in that 27, also a Project Dynamics car.
I wonder how this is going to jumble the field up. Looks like sort of coming out okay. Looks like the 5 of Joseph Lester's coming out in third. He had just come off pit road. Cameron Harris, though, made that early pit stop, and he is in the lead right now. His tires are a little bit older, so we'll have to see how that works out for him.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay for a little bit. I mean, he's going to have he's going to have a car to hold on to, and he's going to want to get a little bit loose. But, you know, if he can hold off the the guys right behind him with fresh tires for a lap or two, he might have he might be in a position here to hold him off for a half a run here. But eventually, those tires are going to fall off, and they'll probably fall off quickly. And at that point, the guys behind him are going to want to run him over.
Yeah, hopefully everybody will be able to get around him, but hopefully, we'll just see some more good racing. With those tires, they held on to about lap 40, and then they started really spreading out a little bit.
Let's get a look at Jeremy Flanagan, aka Zorku, for the fans watching at home. The 11 car here of Jeremy Flanagan from Pennsylvania, USA, is currently sitting in 8th position. He's up 5 spots from where he started, so taking that 11 car up to the top 10 and hopefully more here tonight. We'll see how Jeremy Flanagan finishes. He had a really strong run last week at Daytona. I don't believe his finish really showed the strong run that he had. So hopefully here tonight at Las Vegas, he can turn that around, and he's inside the top 10 now. Let's see if he can get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a good run last week. Didn't quite end up the way he wanted to, but still, I would like to see those Zorku fans out there. So hopefully we'll have another good run here. We're still a long way to go. So a lot of things can happen in about 80 laps.
Absolutely. We're taking a look now at Joseph Lester, who's back to 3rd position here after that pit cycle. He's going to have to get by Cameron Harris and Peter Terrio, 2 very strong cars here. Cameron going to have a little bit of a little bit older rubber there. So probably won't be too much of a handful unless he's got a loose car, and it's going to be hard to pass him. We'll see how it plays out here as we're at lap 50 of 134. Under just our 2nd caution of the day. We're seeing some longer green flag runs and a lot of, from my perspective, a lot of throttle control, a lot of patience. And these guys are really showing that they've got the talent to hold on to this new car and see just how much they can get out of it. As we get ready to go green, Cameron Harrison first and Peter Terrio on the outside of row 1 will take us to the green here as we come out of 4. Pace lights in the pace truck are off. He'll dive down as we come out of 4. The flag man will grab that green flag and get it ready to fly. As we'll be running lap 51 of 134. The First Responders 200 pace truck is off. Cameron Harris going to take us to the green, and we are back underway here at Las Vegas, the diamond in the desert.
What a restart by the 5 car in 3rd. That's where he was when he took the lead on the previous restart. So what a move there by the 5 to jump on the outside and hopefully get a run on the outside of 27 here.
Peter
Looks
Terrio
like he got too much of a run.
Yeah, he absolutely did. And Peter Terrio is going to reel him back in just a little bit. But on the inside, Joseph Lester is going to sneak by in that 5 car to reassume 2nd place. Hopefully tick one more off and get by Cameron Harris as those tires start to come down.
Under yellow here after that exciting restart.
Looks like the caution will come back out. I think the 77 here, I apologize, didn't get that on camera here, but Patrick Mcquaid having some troubles. Let's see if we can find out what happened here. The 77, our Daytona winner.
Yeah, we certainly hate to see Mcquaid get caught up in that. He had a great week last week. I was hoping to really carry that momentum into Las Vegas, but we'll have to take a look and see what happened there. Unfortunate for him tonight.
Well, what they're about to see here is some hard racing out on the racetrack. Mcquaid going 3 wide with the 15.
Oh, goodness.
And I believe that it was maybe the 37 there. Got loose on the
Hey,
bottom. He actually gets stuck out there on the racetrack. Another look here of it and get a better look of who that was underneath him. It was not the 37, the 25 actually. You'll see the 25 here on the bottom side of a 3 wide situation.
oh, yeah, it's the 25 of Joshua Hetrick. Got a little snappy loose there on the inside and got up into Mcquaid. And then Mcquaid was just, David Hare was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Another person in the wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, real tough situation there. 77 had a real big run and had to put it somewhere. Unfortunately, that was in the center of a 3 wide situation. And that bottom car got snappy loose, and that's a racing deal right there.
Voila, fast repair, and he's back out there.
Yeah, he'll use his one fast repair for the night. Patrick Mcquaid will our winner last week from Daytona, and of course our points leader. We're only one race under our belts. So he will take that fast repair, sitting in 15th now. He'll have some work to do, but unfortunate situation out there. Meanwhile, the 5 of Joseph Lester will reassume the lead where he's comfortable with. We saw him lead some laps earlier this race, and now back up to where he probably feels most comfortable, and I'm sure the car loves that clean air, but he'll lead us back to the restart when we get there. Peter Terrio will sit in second, and David Lorfano will hold on to third. Well, as they get it sorted out, they'll have to go one more, I think, before they get back to double file, or maybe this is it here. They'll get doubled up here. Yeah, they'll go one to go. The lights will be turned off on the pace truck. The official iRacing pace truck. I believe it might be a Chevy.
Looks like that is a Chevy, I believe.
It's not like the new iRacing sedan in the car. It's just, that was a silly move by iRacing, but I like that this is the actual Chevy truck still up front here, bringing these next gen cars around Las Vegas. It looks like Zorko is still the fan favorite out there in the chat land. You guys got some work to do. Any of these other drivers, if you've got friends and family at home cheering you on, tell them to get in the chat and fight off these Zorko fans, because Jeremy Flanagan, if this race was judged by the fans watching at home, Flanagan would be winning this race right now.
Yeah, he'd be leading by laps.
I'm going to go ahead and throw his name up there in lights. Jeremy Flanagan, hometown Pennsylvania, USA, sitting in 6th. Zorko is going to try to come up and take the lead here away from Joseph Lester. Peter Terrio sitting in 2nd. Green flag of fly back underway. The First Responders 200. The All-American Racing League Truckers Feed America Topsail Trucking Series is back underway. And Joseph Lester will pull out just a little bit.
Good restart by the 5, but Jeremy Flanagan's right there with him.
Well, Peter Terrio's right there with him. Jerry Flanagan's
I
now up
meant
to
Peter
6th.
Terrio, I apologize.
Zorko is working it, though. He is up now fighting for 6th place against Lilith Peters. This is a great opportunity here for him to make up some ground on the racetrack.
I think she's trying to wheel Zorko toward the front.
Peter Terrio sniffing the outside line there, or the outside, just outside of Joseph Lester. Lester holding on to that. Yeah, he's holding on to that bottom line though, which is clearly faster than the middle.
Oh, we got a little action off 4.
Yeah, David Hara.
Caution is back out.
David Hara in trouble here. Let's see what happened to the 15 machine. Adam Angerstein is well involved.
David Hare had just taken a fast repair as well, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect him tonight.
Larry Garnes in the 20 machine involved. David Hara getting into some trouble before that. That looks like. David Hara here in the 15 machine. Coming down the backstretch. Just underneath the 26 machine and gonna grab that apron a little too hard, and at the same time the 26 is getting loose above him, but the 15 will slide up the racetrack and collect that 26 machine. That's gonna cause some damage for the both of them. And then as that's going on, we've got a little bit of trouble behind them as the 20 machine trying to do his part to avoid this. Will actually come across, and the 9 will be also going around there. That's the 9 of
He should get points for missing that one.
Yeah, Adam Angerstein there. Let's see what happened to him. I think he was just trying to avoid this. And the 6 actually collects him. A lot going on here under this wreck here. Let's see if we can get some better views. Gonna take a look here of a look of the 9 car from the blimp. This is actually a separate wreck, as you'll see in a moment here. Adam Angerstein in the 9 just gets a little bit loose on his own, and separate from that wreck that we just looked at, the 20 and the 9 get together. So that's Larry Garnes and Adam Angerstein in a separate wreck there, and I believe that the 6 car there getting into the back of them. So quite a bit going on there during that caution, during that wreck is what I should say. We'll jump up. It looks like the 15 of David Harry getting some repairs done. Joseph Lester sits in the top spot still. Go ahead and see if we can take a moment quick to get our leader into the booth here and see if we can get a word from him and see how he's doing. Hey, Joseph, Damon, and Cliff in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I gotcha.
At 10-4, man, things are getting a little heated behind you, but it looks like it's pretty clear sailing up front. How's it looking up there from the front?
I missed the first part of your question. You were cutting in and out.
I apologize. I was just saying it's a little bit of mayhem behind you, but it's clear sailing up in front. How's it look out your windshield?
I mean, I don't know what's going on back there, but me and Peter have been having a good race. That first run, we were just kind of taking our time and getting through that first pit stop.
Yeah, 10-4. How are the tires feeling after that first green flag run?
My tires were shot, but I don't know about them.
10-4. Well, that's all we needed to hear. Well, good luck, Joseph. We'll send you back, and looks like you guys are getting 2x2. So, good luck on this next green flag start.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, have a good run, man.
Yeah, they're gridding up 2x2. I was gonna give him more time in the booth, but I'd like to get him back, and so he can concentrate on this green
Oh,
flag
absolutely.
start. You heard him. His tires were shut. I wasn't surprised to hear that. So we'll see how these tires hold up now for the next 20 laps or so. We're probably going to start seeing the same thing. But you heard him, Joseph Lester there, Peter Terrio fighting for that top spot, and sounds like a lot of good racing and coming from the cockpits of the 5 and 6 here.
Absolutely. And if anybody can drive a car with short tires, it's the driver of that 5 car. I don't know how he does it. I can't do it, but he can drive a car with absolutely no tires. So we'll have to see how it ends up here at the end of this run. The pace truck pulls off. Here they come for the restart.
Joseph Lester going to take us down to it. He's actually in the 5 car. Green flag will fly. He gets another great restart. He really is great at timing that green flag as he puts Peter Terrio right behind him coming into 1.
As he's running that high line, trying to save those tires a little bit.
A little bit of trouble in that restart. Larry Garnes in that 20 machine not getting going. Will jump back up front as Lester puts a 3/10 of a second gap on Lester. I'm sorry, Ontario.
Like Justin said, these guys are having a great race. And I think it's been exciting to see these top 4 race as close as they have been. And, you know, this is the kind of racing that the race fans look for, either watching iRacing or watching NASCAR. They want to see racing like this.
Yeah, absolutely. A little further back in the field now as we look at 7th place Jeremy Flanagan, aka Zorku. A little bit of a mess where he's at. Very congested there as they actually now start to get spread out. But for the top 10 there, just behind the top 3, we're really starting to get real racy there. Uh-oh. Trouble on the racetrack. Charlie Dickey is now in pit road. Let's see what happened. Showing that he crashed here. That just shows him slow on the track. Not exactly sure what happened, but he was able to pull it off there, and we will stay green. We'll jump back up front with Peter Terrio, who actually got past Joseph Lester here. I'm wondering if, yeah, caution's going to come out now. I was going to say, I'm wondering what the heck is going on here, but Adam Angerstein also showing that he got into some trouble.
But the 71's been in the wall as well.
Yeah, a lot happened really quickly just then. I want to go back here real quick and see how Terrio got past Lester for this lead, as we weren't actually live when that happened. So we'll go ahead and show you what went down here. There's a pass for the lead on Lester as the 6 and the 5 have been battling back and forth. The 5 actually got real loose and into the grass. This is why I wanted to go back and look, because the 5 has been very strong and not easy to pass. So I was thinking something must have happened there. As you see there, the 5 gets sideways and finds his way down into the infield. But holds on to it, man, and he ends up only back in 3rd. So, wow, amazing save by Joseph Lester there.
Yeah, it's just, you know, the other driver of the 5 in the Cup Series is another driver who can say stuff like that. And I'm just amazed to see that Joseph was able to not do anything to his car there. Did a little agricultural racing, got it back up on track, and kept on going. Didn't lose the 2 spots.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm kind of blown away a little bit here that he was able to hang on to that, and like you said, he only lost 2 spots on that. So hopefully that didn't burn up his stuff too much, and he can stay up there with this top pack and get back through a cycle of green.
Yeah, it comes into the mind. if we keep having these cautions here, will drivers stop with when they get to about 40 to go to maybe take that last splash of gas and get new fresh tires?
Well, Peter Terrio will assume or reassume the lead. He has led a couple laps here, not quite as many as Joseph Lester, but that's going to put David Lorfano up into second, and Lester's going to have to work pretty hard here to try to pass Lorfano and hopefully Terrio to get back to where he feels most comfortable up in the lead. But we'll see if some of these other guys. Oh, hey. Don't look now, but fan favorite Jeremy Flanagan, Zorku up to fourth position now, and actually our hardest charger of the race, up 9 spots from where he started.
Well, you know, he ran a great race last week. When there toward the end, just happened to be some unfortunate pit happenings and all that kind of stuff toward the end of the race. But he's running a good race again this week. So all you Zorku fans out there, he's doing it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Sitting here in fourth, showing that he belongs here in this series and running with this talented group here. As we run lap 70, I'm looking at the leaders' time. Our leaders, they last pitted on lap 43, 44, 45. So we're up to, about 30-ish laps on these tires, and I'm thinking that's where we're really starting to see them fall off. I'd be surprised if we didn't well, I guess I am surprised overall that we didn't get more takers on pit road for this caution, but I'm thinking we're going to see some cautions pretty soon nonetheless. I mean, even if we go back to green, we're only going to get a couple 10 to 20 more laps on these tires before we need to really come in.
Not been a whole lot of green flag racing on this set, though. So, I mean, we've gone 5 or 6 laps, then we have a caution. So, we'll have to see if these tires and the tire model, how a heat cycle affects these things. So, looks like we're getting ready to see. Looks like the lights right on top of the pace track.
So here we are coming down the backstretch. As we come across the line, we'll be at lap 70 of 134. Just a little bit, almost a little over halfway. Yeah, math is hard. I'm really sorry. But coming to lap 70 of 134, just about, just past halfway. Peter Terrio, David Lorfano, Joseph Lester, our top 3. Jeremy Flanagan, fighting to get into that top 3. He's got a real opportunity here for another great run. Let's see if he can hold on to that and make something happen here.
Pace truck's off. Here we come.
Terrio takes us across the line this time. Lester's really good at timing those green flags and already grabs a spot up to second back from David Lorfano. He's got his eyes set on Terrio already, and he'll just go right ahead past that and take that lead back over.
Got a little loose there in the middle of 3 and 4. Terrio gets to look on the outside of the 5. There they are racing side by side again. What a race.
Terrio and Lester side by side as they come into Turn number 3.
They're pulling away from the field, Cliff.
Yeah, they really are putting down some really blistering fast times here as those top 2 cars pull away from David Lorfano. Billy Stanley. We got a car on the roof. 71 of Robbie Fletcher. It's up on his lid. We are going to take a look and see what happened here. My word.
Goodness gracious. Oh, boy.
'71 car getting real loose.
I think what happened, Cliff, I think there was a car in front of the 71 that got loose coming out of 4, and I think the 71 just trying to miss him, and there was somebody there when he tried to miss him. So and then they on his loop, and there we go.
Yeah, I think that was. I know that was Billy Stanley behind the 71 that got involved with 70. Yeah, you're right. There was someone up there ahead of him getting into trouble, and that's what caused that. I'm a little concerned here with our timing and scoring showing us that Joseph Lester crashed. Let's take a look and make sure that. Okay, he just slowed down on the track. Good.
He was getting ready to pit, I think.
I can take a breath. Yeah, he was deciding on whether or not he was gonna pit, and really sent our live timing and scoring for a loop. So thank you, number 5, Lester. Make sure you tell him about that later.
Yeah, I will.
Got a showing that he crashes out here going slow enough. So everyone knows at home when a car goes slow enough on track, it reports on our timing that they have crashed. And so I was very worried our leader had crashed. But on safe and sound there as he is getting some pit work done, he'll find himself in 13th. Gonna have to claw his way up through there. So Peter Terrio is going to hold on to the lead now as David Lorfano is outside of him in 2nd. Jeremy Flanagan, our fan favorite here, holding on to 3rd now. Let's go ahead and get Zorku in, shall we?
Let's bring Zorku in, absolutely.
Hey, Jeremy, it's Cliff and Damon in the booth. You got us?
I hear you loud and clear.
Hey, Zorku, fan favorite, man. Give us a quick background on what is going on with that.
The nickname?
Yes,
or
sir.
Honestly, it's not really anything special. It's just, hey, let's just throw letters and sounds together and perfect. That's my nickname for, that's my alias.
I love it. Well,
stuck, man.
Damon, you got anything for him? He's holding on to 3rd, man, up 10 spots from where he started.
Had a good run last week, Jeremy. Just, I think some pit stop stuff messed everybody up, but how's the car running tonight?
Oh my God, if the tires are nice and brand new and everything, and you step on it just a little too hard in 3 and 4, that car is going to spin around like it's a goddamn Beyblade.
Got 10-4.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck the rest of the way, man.
Thank you.
You heard it, fans. Zorku is sitting in 3rd, looking to get fired up here and make a run for the lead. He's going to have to make some moves around Terrio and Lorfano. They're definitely not going to want to give up that lead.
I'm really curious to see how that finds. He's been up front all race, and we know what's been going on in the back of the field, so I'm wondering how he's going to be able to get his way through the traffic.
Yeah, this is where his talent's going to come into play. He's going to have a fast car with fresh tires. We have a lot of cars to pass out there on the racetrack.
Here we come. Materio is the leader. Lorfano's 2nd. Zorku 3rd. Lillard Peters up to 4th.
Peters up to 4th in that 6 Chevy. Jeremy Flanagan just in front of him, or just outside of her in the 3rd position. My apologies. Fix some things as we get ready to come to the green. Drivers are stacked up 2 by 2 down the back stretch. Let's see if Zorku can take the lead from Peter Terrio and put that 11 car in victory lane. If he does, we'll get a word from him again on the podium. We'll talk to the top 3 drivers immediately following this race, so stay tuned. Pace truck will dive off this time by. Put it in the hands of Peter Terrio. David Lorfano will hope to time this restart right with him. Green flag of fly. Terrio gets a good jump. He's going to take Flanagan just inside with him.
A lot of checking up in the back of the field. Here comes that 5 right up the middle.
Yeah, them checking up is going to make way for Joseph Lester, who finds a hole and decides to take it. Post haste, he is on his way up to the front. Peter Terrio now holding on to the first position, but Jeremy Flanagan putting the pressure on that 8 machine. Possibly a little bit too much, maybe warming up that right front a little much, as the 6 of Lilith Peters will try to pass on the outside. But the 5 is coming. Joseph Lester looking to make it possibly 3 wide here. Oh, the 11 of Flanagan. Zorku's going to get up into the 6, into the wall. Big old mess here for Zorku.
Unfortunate for Jeremy Flanagan. He was having such a good run tonight, but got a little loose off the corner. Little Peters was up there, and that was off the road.
We did get a good view of that happening as it went down, but we will get a better view as well. See if we can show you a few different angles of how that went down here. First, we'll go high up from the blimp.
Joseph Lester was right on the inside of that, so you know his heart probably jumped up in his throat.
Absolutely, the 5 car right behind that mess. As a matter of fact, he did pretty much everything he had to do to avoid that. Hard turn left, and that 11 car goes up to the top, collects that 6 up into the wall.
As you can see coming off of 2 there, it looked like Jeremy got down the apron just a little bit, and that may have upset the car, and that's what we ended up with.
Yeah, unfortunate to see there for our Zorku fans. Jeremy Flanagan and Lilith Peters of that 6 machine getting together. You know, I can't say anything more about it. I feel like I just cursed that gentleman. I'm with you, Eric. I feel like we targeted Zorku and we got him, but that is definitely not what happened there. Unfortunate for the 11 car of Zorku, will find himself back in 13th. He will get that fast repair and hopefully find his way back up to the front before this one is over. Let's see what happens for the Zorku. Peter Terrio, David Lorfano continuing to hold on to that front row, but Joseph Lester has made his way back up to 3rd position. Now has his sights set on David Lorfano, as we will be back to green flag racing in just a lap or so here. Want to give a quick shout out to
54 to go.
Yes, sir. We got 54 to go. I want to give a big shout out to Topsail Trucking for sponsoring this league. We tried to get the head honcho over there at Topsail Trucking into the booth to talk about the series on our first race, but he's a trucker and his life is driving down the street, so we were unable to time that and get him able to pull over and get a word from him. I'm hoping to get him in the booth at some point throughout the season to talk about Topsail Trucking and how they're sponsoring this entire season. And for the Truckers Feed America Cup Series is what they're calling it, for the All American Racing League. The big huge shout out to Topsail Trucking. we'll definitely get more info on them throughout the season, and hopefully get them in the booth to give us a little bit of their thoughts on the series itself and on the league as a whole, because a great group, awesome admins, awesome drivers, and a lot of talent. These guys are really good when they get behind the wheel, and it shows every week. So if you're enjoying what you see here on the Esports Broadcasting Network, and if you're enjoying Damon and myself up here in the booth bringing it to you, be sure to like and subscribe on our page, and hit that bell notification if you want to get a ping every time we go live here on ESPN. We've got great racing throughout the week. Check out our YouTube page and get familiar with that. I don't think there's a day of the week that we don't have any racing going on at the moment, so definitely check that out.
Yeah, we stay really busy. And just the thing about Topsail Trucking and them sponsoring the series, I think we owe a lot to all our truckers across the country, and I'm just going to throw a shout out to them, any of them that may be watching right now. We appreciate what you do. We everybody need to give these guys respect when you're on the road, and if it wasn't for them, every time you get an Amazon package or every time you get anything delivered to your house, a trucker got it a big part of the way there. So we want to thank them for everything they do, that's for sure.
Ain't that the truth? And there's no really, I don't think there's a harder job next to nurses and doctors out there, and the first responders who we're tipping our hats to tonight. But we tipped our hats to the all the truckers during our Daytona race. Well, we'll do it again, and we'll do it all season long. The truckers, this league is all about truckers. We hang out in their Discord, and there's a lot of truckers here. Obviously supported and sponsored by a trucking company, and we wouldn't be where we are right now without them. We wouldn't have the supplies we have without them. So absolutely hats off tonight to them and the first responders just the same. A couple of the hardest professions in the times that we live in right now with the pandemic and everything else. But anyway, all that aside, the First Responders 200 is back underway. Peter Terrio and David Lorfano will take us across the line, with Joseph Lester looking to reassume that top spot in that 5 Toyota.
Here he comes. He's past David Lorfano. He's looking at Terrio.
He's got a fast machine, and he knows how to handle it. He's going to put the pressure on the 6. Down on the bottom side, he makes that pass look easy. But I assure you it is not. Peter Terrio's going to let Joseph Lester, I don't want to say let him get by, but he's not going to put on the pressure here. Good ways to go, but we are, at the same time, I say we got a ways to go, but we are actually winding down here. We're at lap 83 of 134. And we're almost inside, I would say just, two more fuel runs probably at most. So we are definitely get down to the nitty gritty here. If you're just joining us, welcome. We've had a good amount of viewers at home. Obviously, the Zorku clan holding on strong tonight. We're glad to have you all with us. But we've got over 20 live viewers here at once, and we appreciate you all being here watching at home. Give us a shout out in the chat to let us know what driver you are rooting for. If it's not Joseph Lester, who just took the lead back and is looking to probably set sail here. He's really got this car under control at Las Vegas.
I think he's probably one of the only drivers. He just pitted, so he may be able to make it on one more stop. But some of these other drivers, they're going to have to pit soon. Yeah, and they may have to make another stop.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned that, I happened to glance over, and yes, Joseph Lester's got some fresh tires on there, but it looks like everybody else is a good 30 laps behind him, at least the top 3 or 4 there. But this is actually mixing it up quite a bit. And I'm a little bit surprised that Peter Terrio is able to hold on to that bottom line underneath Lester with almost 30 lap old tires, or older tires than Lester there.
I think these guys, they're having fun racing each other, but I think trying to see where each other's at. But I think Terrio knows that Joseph has both tires on. So, I'm not sure if he's going to put much pressure, but we'll just have to see what happens. But they are stretching it on the field quite a bit right now.
Jeremy Flanagan, he was recently involved in that last caution. Able to make his way up to 7th here. So if he can hold on to this positioning or at least just gain positions from here, he'll be a good night salvaged after that mishap on track.
Yeah, he's coming catching the 26th spotter fairly quickly, so he should make quick work with him with those fresh tires.
6 car sniffing underneath Lester here for the lead. As they come across the line, they'll be side by side, door to door. Neither one of them giving an inch. Peter Terrio, Joseph Lester battling it out here. We'll see. Looks like Terrio's going to inch ahead, but Lester's going to pull back as they come down. Drag race down the backstretch. The 5 will take the advantage getting into 3. And of course, Peter Terrio will dive down to the bottom and try to take that back. He is fighting hard right now. Lester's got the better rubber. I'm a little weary of what Terrio's doing here. He's got older tires. I guess try to get whatever he can now before he comes in to get a fresher set. But Lester's going to be able to hold him off pretty easily here with the fresher rubber.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Joseph's done something smart here. He's running a high line already early on in this run, and that's really going to help him save tires. So I think he may be trying to stretch it out here and maybe make it on one more stop.
Got 43 to go here. As the laps are winding down, almost inside of a fuel window, I believe, for at least some of these drivers.
The first run, I think there were some drivers who stopped with laps between 42 and 45, so they could probably pit here and make it.
The drivers starting to decide on their final pit strategies here as we wind down to the last stint. You really got to start thinking about where you are in this race, where you want to be, and get prepped for this last run. Hopefully set yourself up for a decent finish. We're in the second race here of the season. Most of these drivers here very serious about running the championship. And really points racing out here tonight. I want to take a quick look here at where the 77 of Patrick Mcquaid has found himself here. The winner of the Daytona race now up to 4th position. Saw him involved in a little bit of a wreck and grabbed that fast repair. Worked his way now up inside the top 5. Looking for another solid finish here at Las Vegas.
I think these guys are trying to settle in here, and of course they've got some action back here in the back of the pack. But I think you're right. I think they're trying to settle in. They know that most of these guys have already used their fast repair, and they know they've got to be a little bit more careful. So,
well, before we get into our last final pit stops, let's go ahead and run through the field quickly before they mix it up. Joseph Lester here holding on to the first position. I believe he's now run the most laps led here tonight. David Lorfano is holding on to 2nd. Peter Terrio, as we speak, is diving into pit road, so maybe I was too late running through the field, but we'll continue through. Patrick Mcquaid's going to assume 3rd place here in that 77 Toyota. Cameron Harris holding on to 4th currently. Jeremy Flanagan, a.k.a. Zorko, sitting 5th place with Chad Snyder running him down in 6th. Billy Stanley right behind them in 7th, and Larry Garn's going to hold on to 8th position. Scott Leonard holding on to 9th, and Joshua Hetrick is going to round out your top 10. Nathan Christensen behind them in the 09 holding on to 11th, and Tyrone Yo in the 2 car back here in 12th. John Higgins Jr. holding on to 13th with Peter Terrio coming down to pit road, now assuming 14th as he comes back on racetrack. Was sitting second as he is looking to pit a little sooner than everybody else. Lillis Peters in the 6th car holding on to 15th. Robbie Fletcher in that 71. We saw him on his lid earlier. He is holding on to 16th place in that 71 machine. David Hara sitting back here in 17th. Rough race here tonight for him. Then you got Adam Angerstein in the 9. Gordon 18th. Charlie Dickey off track in 19th. And Johnny May in the 69 machine going in 20th. Joseph Warner did not take to the track tonight. Scored in 21st. And that'll take us through the field here at lap 98 of 134. This one is really starting to wind down.
Yeah, the closer we get to the end, we're going to see a lot of pit action because a lot of these guys still need to pit. And it's going to be close. You've got Terrio who just pitted. Joseph still has to make one stop. So I'm really curious to see where these guys end up after the pit stops are made.
Yeah, Lester here scored in first position, last pitted on lap 72. And then right behind him, David Lorfano pitted lap 45. So Lorfano's going to have to peel off before Lester does. So I don't think Lester's got much pressure from behind. But he also, I'm thinking, is going to have to take another stop here before this one's over. So he's got to have that going through his head.
Yeah, and he won't be able to just take fuel. He's going to have to take tires because, like he said earlier, after they had that 40-lap run, he had no tires left. So it can't just be a splash and go.
Lester's got a 0.7 gap ahead of David Lorfano. Lorfano trying to figure out when's the best time for him to peel off and get his services done. Probably his last, as Lorfano's trying to stretch it out here to give him the best chance at a strong finish. Figuring if he can get the best set of tires he's had all day, latest in the run, or latest in the race, I should say, as he's only got 33 to go. When he peels down to get that fresh set of rubber, he's going to give it all he's got for the last set of laps here. Lester will be able to stay out a little longer, but he probably won't want to. John Higgins Jr. in the 19, peeling down pit road. He has no front clip. Probably going to get some services done, get 4 tires, fill it up with fuel, and get back out there to finish this one off.
Absolutely. Like you said, laps are starting to wind down. They're getting to where most of these cars are going to have to pit. I'm sure Lofano's going to have to peel off here soon. And we're going to see where everything shakes out. But the field is really starting to stretch out, like we talked about earlier, typical 1.5 miles. But it almost seems like the 5 car might be taking it a little easier. I don't know. I haven't looked at the times yet, but it looks like that he might be trying to save a little bit.
Well, with 30 laps to go, we will jump side by side here and get a word from our sponsors real quick, and we will be right back. Do not go anywhere for the riveting finish of the First Responders 200. Back live at the racetrack, our race leader Joseph Lester has pulled off onto pit road for his final stop here. Mcquaid and Tyrone Yo as well on pit road. That'll give the lead to Cameron Harris, who last pitted on lap 66. Thank you for hanging in there with us through the break. We jump back up front here. Cameron Harris has got about a 5-second gap over Zorku, but he will pull off now. That will give the 11 here of Jeremy Flanagan the lead as he comes across the line. Jeremy Flanagan last pit on lap 78. So he's got about 30 laps on these tires. We'll see if he can maybe hold on to them. He's going to have to pit one more time. But he will hang on to the lead right now. Billy Stanley in the 12 Ford behind him. And then about 5 seconds back, you got Nathan Christensen in the 09 currently running third.
You said Joseph Lester may have had some issues there on pit stop. He's having to come back in. And caution's out.
Oh, yellow's going to fly. Yeah, Joseph Lester coming back down, assuming that he had to serve a penalty of some sort. But Joshua Hetrick is the reason for the caution. Let's see what happened. The 25 of Joshua Hetrick coming out of, getting into turn 3 here. Just a car hard to hold on to, getting very loose and getting a little help from behind from the David. Yeah, the 15 of David Harry getting into the back end of Hetrick in that 25 machine. The 25 just real loose, hard to hold on to that car, and then he was blowing up very fast on the track. David Harry had nowhere to go. John Higgins Jr. also involved after the fact.
Yeah, that might do it for Higgins, because he's already been involved in one accident and used to faster fair and was involved in another one. So,
well, with 24 laps to go, Jeremy Flanagan's going to hold on to the lead here. This caution is going to help him a little bit, but I still think he's going to have to peel off and get his final services done. I don't think he can stay out. Billy Stanley and Peter Terrio right behind him, both pitted, Billy Stanley pitted on lap 110. Well, actually, as I read that, Jeremy Flanagan did pit on lap 110, so he actually may be able to make it here. Yeah, I think he will. Well, it definitely mixes it up here at the end, but Flanagan, Stanley, and Christensen all pitted on lap 110, as well as Larry Garnes. These guys are going to be able to make it to the end here now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where the 5 car comes out, because he had to make that stop for that penalty, I believe.
Yeah, he had to come back down pit road and looked like a stop and go penalty. He's not actually listed as a 5. He's the 24, unfortunately, but he is got the 5 car. Joseph Lester has been very dominant here tonight, holding on to 12th now, but I expect this car to gain a few positions, if not a good 6 with 23 to go. He seems to know where the holes are going to be and grabs them quickly and fills them up and gains position. So watch out for that 5 car. He's going to be on the move. But at the same time, watch out for our leader, the 11, Jeremy Flanagan, a.k.a. Zorku, who's holding on to the top spot. And all the cars around him on the same set of tires here. So look out for that top pack to try to hold off basically everybody who's been dominant here already tonight, meaning David Lorfano, Peter Terrio, the 5 of Lester, Patrick Mcquaid, even. All these fast cars are back there, 5th, 6th on back. Those top 4 is going to try to hold these guys off. And it's just about anybody's race right now. I'm trying to look and
absolutely.
see, I'm trying to look through the top 10 and see who's been dominant, who's going to really kind of stretch out here at the end. But all these names, Flanagan, Stanley, Christensen, Garnes, Terrio, Lorfano, McQuaid, Leonard, Fletcher, these guys are all fast drivers, and they're all up in the top 10, and they're going to be fighting hard with 20 laps to go here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what the 5 needs to do, he just needs to focus on putting himself in the position to get that lucky dog, because the way things have gone, most likely going to see another incident. I hope we don't, but you never know.
Yeah, I think Sydney Sovereigns here in the chat has said it best. Nobody is going to be able to sit still these last laps, and you're absolutely right. I think everyone here in the top 6, at the very least, are going to be trying to get every little bit they can when this green flag drops. And that could get dangerous. We could see some carnage here at the end, but we also may see some very talented drivers fighting for positions and see some great racing. So hold on to your belts. Here we go. Green flag is out. 22 to go. 21 when we cross the line. Flanagan, Stanley, Christensen, Garnes, top 4. Trying to hold off some of these dominant cars that have been very dominant throughout the night. Sitting 5th on back. We see some cars getting sideways there in 4th place. The 26 of I actually think that's Peter Terrio. Oh, he'll get loose. And he'll collect a car with him. Possibly McQuaid. Well, McQuaid coming out down through the grass there. Someone.
That was really unfortunate for all those guys. They were really looking at a good finish, and just everybody on pins and needles early on this restart.
Someone went for a wild ride.
Absolutely.
We're going to try to find out who it was here. We didn't get any indication of the wreck on timing and scoring, so we're going to have to go back and see if we can figure it out on our own. 77 car, just trying to avoid what had gone down. Looked like the 09, Nathan Christensen involved. The 26 here of Chad Snyder. As they are door to door here. The 09 on that bottom side, and the 26 just above him, running that middle groove. 26 gonna get the air taken off his tail, get sideways, and find the 09 in that bottom line. Just send the 09 up into the wall there. And
the Joseph Lester just getting by there.
Yeah, the 77 and the 5 there, both squeaking by. The 77 finds himself mowing the lawn, but luckily for the 5, he gets by pretty clean. And
and he got around the 2. Does that put him in the position for the lucky dog?
That is a great question. Let's go ahead and get on the racetrack here to see where the 5 is. A little bit of a glitch there with our software. We're going to get back up to the live. We are 19 to go. Find the 5 here on the racetrack. Joseph Lester sitting or shown 11th. Lester, of course, is on the lead lap still. So our 9th caution of the night, 18 to go here. The First Responders 200. The All-American Racing League Topsail Trucking Truckers Feed America Cup Series. We're glad you could join us here tonight. I know we got the Zorku fans out there sitting in first place. I thought I cursed him earlier when we brought him into the booth to get his interview. Looks like that got shrugged off. He's going to try to hold on to the first position here. Hopefully we get to talk to Zorku again in victory lane, so stay tuned, you guys. This could happen.
Well, he's having a good run tonight, so hopefully he'll be able to finish it off here.
For those of you just joining us, where you been?
Absolutely, man. Where you been? You should have been here with us the whole night.
Jeremy Flanagan here, sitting in first position. Wild night for him tonight. Involved with a little bit of a fender bender earlier on. Racing deal out on the racetrack. Holding on to first place after getting his fast repair. The fans call him Zorku for some strange reason. We don't know why, but they show up every week supporting him. So here he is. He is going to try to take this one home with 17 to go. Zorku fans, let's get it going. The chat going crazy, thinking I'm jinxing jinxing Zorku again. I don't think we could jinx him any worse than we did earlier, and he's made his way back to first. So let's see if he can hang on to it. I got faith, fingers crossed. See if he can hold off Billy Stanley and Peter Terrio. My apologies. I think he's gonna have the hardest time with Terrio, and if Lester gets up here, he's gonna have his hands full. Let's see what happens with 16 to go when we get to the line. Damon, take us to it this time.
All right, we got the pace truck coming down here. Pace lights are off. He ducks off pit road. And we're back to racing. They're coming down really slow.
Yeah, he's going to try to hold him off. He's going to try to trick the field into lagging back a little bit. Flanagan gets the shoot out of the cannon. He's going to have the 20 of Larry Garnes and Billy Stanley side by side fighting for second. And they'll go 3 wide just behind the leader.
And they come down Nella straightaway. They're 3 wide on the backstretch.
That's not going to work out very well as the 20 of Larry Garnes gets a big shove out into the wall. Caution will fly. Lorfano involved. There's going to be a good amount of trouble here for a lot of drivers. See if we can sort that out. We're taking a look here at the 12
You see
car.
those 3 wide there coming down the Nella straightaway.
Yeah, the 12 to 6 and the 77 of Mcquaid under the bottom. The 6 and the
Just got
12.
up in.
They ran out of room.
They did.
You know, when you go 3 wide here at Las Vegas, you'll run out of room really quickly. And the 10 and the 8 as well involve Scott Leonard and
We could
Lorfano.
sneak slide in on the inside.
And there was also a car in front of them getting just crazy sideways, so a big old mess there. Wasn't any
Hated to see all those guys get caught up in this mess.
yeah,
The 17 of Terry caught up in that. The 8 of Lorfano. 12 of Billy Stanley. Hate to see those guys get caught up in this late in the race.
hopefully some of these guys have a fast repair in their back pocket as they come down pit road and look to get these cars fixed up here. We got Terrio, Larry Garnes, Scott Leonard, Billy Stanley, Nathan Christensen all in pit road, Lillis Peters as well, David Lorfano. A lot of cars involved here. One car not involved would be Jeremy Flanagan up front. And look at Patrick Mcquaid here, Daytona winner, finding his way up to second place outside of Zorku here. This is going to be very interesting.
Yes, it really is. The 71 who was on his rig not too long ago, he's up to third.
It's just amazing, isn't it? That fast repair.
It's unbelievable.
I'm not a huge fan of a fast repair, but I know it should be there. Has to be there because it's virtual. But in no situation would you be the 71 of Robbie Fletcher rolling a car and then coming out and being third place here with 12 to go. I get it. It's great. It's what we need. And that's very great for Robbie, able to come out here and roll third after rolling a car. But, it is what it is.
Cup drivers, I'm sure the Cup drivers, Xfinity, and then even the Truck Series drivers, I bet they would sometimes wish they had a fast repair.
Oh, absolutely. It would change real life if that were a thing. And that's what I'm kind of getting at. To your point is a fast repair is not realistic. But because we're in a virtual world and things can happen within the sim that we can't control, you really need to have that fast repair to be fair. But that 71 car of Robbie Fletcher, if this were real life, you wouldn't see it again. It would not be back out here. I'm glad that he's able to use that fast repair and get back out here. Don't take that the wrong way.
Absolutely.
But
that gives us more guys out on the track to be competitive toward the end. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That could have ended Robbie's night. Luckily for him, it didn't. He had that fast repair in his back pocket, able to come out here and run third. Let's see if he can capitalize on it and get us a strong finish here for the second race of the series. And let's see if he can get up there in front of Jeremy Flanagan. But at the same time, I'm taking a look at that 5 of Joseph Lester sitting here in 8th position. Just quiet back here, waiting now. He's going to get the green here to go with, maybe 10 to go.
He got the lucky dog that time, so he'll have to be the tail end of the field coming to see it to wait for all these cars to come on past him. So they don't want to get a passing under caution penalty this late in the race.
So 12 to go. Pace truck will take the hard left here down pit road. Flanagan and Mcquaid will take us to it. This time he stays on that gas, gets a real good jump over Mcquaid and Fletcher and Cameron Harris. That could come back to bite him a little bit, as he'll get a real big lead here, but they will catch right back up. Harris will get by on the outside. Peter Terrio in that 6 will also try to get by Flanagan here on the outside. Flanagan will fall back to 3rd. Mcquaid will hold on to 4th. 10 to go here at Las Vegas. A lot of these drivers out here rolling the dice now with not a lot of laps to go. And they've just got to get what they can get. And a lot of them are crossing their fingers. Peter Terrio holding on to that 1st position now. Cameron Harris is going to hold on to 2nd. Patrick Mcquaid will take 3rd away from Jeremy Flanagan, who will hold on to 4th, but will fight back on the inside of Patrick Mcquaid. They're door to door. They'll come down the backstretch. The 11 will jump to the outside here. Terrio is going to run the fastest lap of the race with a 30:38. He's going to set sail. No, he is not. The caution will come out. Jeremy Flanagan, Zorku finding some trouble.
I hate that for Jeremy.
Yeah, let's take a look and see what happened here. Like he will go for a wild ride, possibly on his own. Let's take a look. ACL 11 taking a harder left than he probably should have down towards the apron. It's going to break loose a little bit. He's going to try to save it, and he's going to catch that inside wall. That, for all intents and purposes, is going to end Zorku's night, unfortunately.
Trying to put Peter Terrio in the lead.
And Terrio was setting sail. I mean, he ran a 30:36 his last lap. He got that clean air and was just taking off. So when we get to the line again, we're going to be 5 laps to go, I believe. And this is going to be a shootout between Terrio, Mcquaid, Lester now back up to 3rd position. So he's going to be fighting for it. This is fixing to get super interested. And probably going to be a crazy finish here. Do not go away. We will talk to our top 3 drivers when this one finishes up. And, stick around. See where your favorite driver win. Peter. Yes, Peter for the win. Terrio's getting the fan base here now. Just so everybody knows, there is an E missing from that name. It's not P-E-T-R. He is really named Peter. A little bit of mishap there on some admin level. But, yeah, this one's going to get pretty crazy here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to get exciting. The 5 of Joseph Lester, he was able to get through some of those wrecks in the back of the field, and he was really coming toward the end there and picking those guys off. And this caution may have just played right into his hands because he does have fresh tires. He stopped on that last caution before this one and got fresh tires since he was a lucky dog. So he's probably got the freshest tires of anybody out there right now.
All eyes are going to be on Peter Terrio now, who's been, for all intents and purposes, pretty dominant here tonight. Won the pole. And now a lot of drivers have, let's say, opted themselves out. Will be 4 to go here, I believe. Lights are still on, so we got 2 more. We'll have 4 laps left here when we get back to green. Peter Terrio and Patrick Mcquaid will take us to it. This time, Mcquaid winning last week's race at Daytona, sitting on top of the points. Adam Angerstein currently 2nd. David Hara 3rd in the points. Jim Hubble 4th. Jeremy Flanagan. Zorku will hold on to 5th in points. And we're going to we'll see if if Robinson, Snyder, Lorfano, Yo, Garnes, Hetrick, and Christensen all back behind the top 5 in points can make some big improvements here.
Well, I like to tell my kids sometimes it's time to buckle up, Buttercup. It's about to get exciting.
Peter Terrio, Peter Terrio, Patrick Mcquaid, 1-2. Joseph Lester, 3rd position. Scott Leonard on the outside of row 2. We're going to go back to green with 4 to go. This is going to be exciting. I got my eyes on Patrick Mcquaid here. I think he's been a sleeper all night, and he finally made his way up to the front row. I think Terrio here in that 6 car is going to have his hands full right here.
Yeah, here they come down for the restart. There goes Terrio off for get the jump.
Here we go, 4 to go. Terrio's going to try to get that jump on Patrick Mcquaid.
Here comes the 5 of Joseph Lester underneath Mcquaid.
Lester makes that pass to 2nd. He's got the dominant car. He has made his way back up to 2nd. He's got 1 car to pass, 4 laps to go. Can Lester get it done? Will Terrio let it happen? These two have been battling pretty much all night. Here we go. Nose to tail is Terrio and Lester. The 5 and the 6. The 2 dominant cars all night. The 5 will sniff on the upside. Lester taking that high line. Terrio will take the bottom. They'll be side by side coming down the backstretch.
He's got the run on the outside.
Joseph Lester. Oh, will get sideways just a bit. He's going to have to catch it. Oh, that's going to put him off his pace. He's behind the wall. Mcquaid is going to take 2nd. Peter Terrio will assume the lead. Unfortunate for the 5. He's going to have to gather it back up. 2 to go. He'll see if he can catch back up to Cameron Harris, who stole 3rd.
Oh, he's a little sideways. He's got damage, and that's really throwing the handle of the car off on him, I think.
That's going to slow him down substantially. Patrick Mcquaid running the fastest lap of the race now with 2 to go. A 30-14 compared to Peter Terrio's 30-31. The 6 is going to have to try to hold off that 77. Mcquaid winning the Daytona 200, coming to try to steal the First Responders 200 away from Terrio. Terrio and Lester dominant all night. The 77 of Patrick Mcquaid going to try to give him the shove and try to take away the lead from Terrio. They're side by side coming to the line. The 77 gets him by a nose.
By a nose. What a race.
Patrick Mcquaid.
He was there when it mattered.
Up 4 spots from where he originally started. Man, works his way through the field to pinch it off. Well, you're right, where it mattered, by a nose over Terrio. The gap is 0.02 of a second on that. Go ahead and bring up our unofficial results. Folks, we're going to get to talk to Mcquaid here again. Stick around. We'll talk to Harris, Terrio, and Mcquaid, our top 3 drivers. Back-to-back wins for the 77 out of almost nowhere. We'll watch the 77 burn them down, and we will then go ahead and get our top drivers in the booth. Stay tuned.
Gotcha.
I couldn't even catch shit. I was trying. I was going to wreck you both if I got there.
Hey, Cameron, this is Damon and Cliff in the booth. You got us?
Good race.
Hey, Peter, this is Damon and Cliff in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, man, what a unbelievable race. You know, that for the longest time, it was you and Joseph going back and forth. You guys running side by side for many laps there toward the middle of the race. And we thought it was going to come down between you guys. And it was looking like it was going to be that. And Joseph got into the wall there coming off four. But great racing all night. How was the car and how was the race tonight?
Yeah, it was really fun to race Joe. We raced really hard and really cleanly the whole race, and the car really stuck throughout the whole night. I was surprised how much different it was from practice. It was really loose in 3 and 4 in practice, but during the race, I was really able to get it pointed. Coming to the end there, when I saw Joe hit the wall, I think I got a little bit too relaxed, and I let Patrick catch up to me. And then going into 4, I got loose, and he was able to get to my bumper, and he got under me, and then it was just race to the line. But all in all, I mean, it was for my first race with these guys. It was a really fun experience, and happy I was able to finish.
Yeah, man. 0.016 was the finish. That's how close it was, Peter.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm hoping to run some more. I'm only part-time, but I'm excited to run some more here with Dominion Motorsports. So I really want to thank Chad, team owner. He bringing me in here. Also racing the Lawn Care Truck Series. Yeah, I can't thank him enough for obviously taking a chance on me, letting me drive today. And just everybody out there raced me really clean. There was a bunch of wrecks, but everybody I raced around raced me very clean. And yeah, yes, Chad
I don't
Snyder.
say anything right now.
Hear the kid talking.
Huh?
Hear the kid talking, but not coming.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I appreciate it. I honestly, I don't even know where to start. I'm still shaking right now. But I just want to say, heck of a finish to Peter, man. That he was fast all night. I mean, there was 5 or 6 guys faster than me. I honestly don't think I deserved this, but yeah, luckily he just got loose off of 4, and I didn't want to hit him that hard. So I apologize to him about that, but he said it didn't really affect him all that much. So I'm happy that we had the finish that we did, and I appreciate Cam being behind me like he was. But yeah, just a long night of just trying to hang on to a loose car. I mean, this package, I like it a lot just because it makes it challenging. But yeah, it seems like we're gonna have to take a long look at ourselves in the mirror and try to get a hold of this thing.
Shoot, I just got word from the chat that I was muted. Well, you guys are listening to Patrick Mcquaid talk to us in the booth. Race winner here, back to back. Thank you, Patrick, for that insight. Pretty wild race. I don't think anyone really expected the finish here. It got really heated towards the end there, and really what I expected from this update in this car package, with a lot more horsepower, guys having to really control the car and watch their throttle. How much of that was going on tonight? I mean, coming from Daytona in the old package to Las Vegas in the new package, that must have been a big swing for you guys.
Yeah, it was. Luckily, I've had some other races in this package, but yeah, here at Las Vegas, it just seemed like there was no grip compared to the other races I've been in with this package, and I think it's just going to take a lot of practice and a lot of getting used to. But yeah, the only thing I can say is just drive to your skill level. That's about it. Know your skill level and just get better from there.
Those are good words, especially for the young racers that are out there. But Patrick, you drove a heck of a race, man. Who all you want to shout out tonight?
Project Dynamic, Muffler Man, CBD MD, Alpha Lion, Orlamex, Sonic, LJC Designs, Sim 3D, and just you guys for putting on a great broadcast, and Lafano and Hera for putting on a great league.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Congratulations again, Patrick, on back-to-back wins, and good luck next week and the rest of the season.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
There you have it. Patrick Mcquaid winning here tonight. We do finally got Cameron Harris in the booth. Cameron, you got us this time?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
There he is. P3 tonight, man. We were gonna say to you earlier, wild finish there. A little different than what everybody at home was expecting, I believe. But take us through your last stint there.
Oh man. Yeah, everybody trying to keep the wheels under them, but I decided to come in and get some tires. I wasn't first anyway, so why not? And didn't work out for me, but my teammate, man, happy for him.
Yeah, man, congratulations on a great run, Cameron. There throughout the majority of the race, you and Lafano, Lester in the 5, and Terry all were 4 cars under a blanket. Some of the best racing I've seen in a long time on an intermediate track.
Oh, yeah.
I think this change that they made to the cars, not only in real life, but in iRacing, has really helped this car and this package. And I think we're up for some exciting racing. I mean, you all had some great runs there toward the middle of the race, but anybody you want to shout out tonight? Or
I mean, who we got? We got PD, Project Dynamic.
Heck yeah.
My buddy in the 77, making it happen again 2 weeks in a row. Maybe I'll get on his level one day. But yeah, man, it was a solid day.
Well, congrats again to P3.
Yeah, congrats again.
Thank you.
We'll send you back to celebrate. Hopefully we get to talk to you again next week.
Hopefully.
And we'll see how that goes, man. Congrats. You heard it there. Cameron Harris finishing P3. Peter Terrio gonna come across in second. Patrick Mcquaid gonna take us back-to-back wins. That will help his points lead for sure. We'll go ahead and show our official results for the race. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. So we'll go ahead and run through our finishing results here for the First Responders 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Patrick Mcquaid going to take back-to-back wins from Daytona to Las Vegas. Peter Terrio coming out and finishing second in a very dominant race here for him in his debut. Cameron Harris, as we just heard from, finishing third to round out our podium. Just behind him, Joseph Lester is going to finish 4th. Also a dominant car all night. Really, from the beginning, thought to be a contender for the win. He'll come across in 4th, not too shabby after some adversity on track. I think we even saw him mow the lawn at one point. Scott Leonard will finish 5th. Robbie Fletcher here will roll across the line 6th. Lilith Peters will come across 7th. Nathan Christensen's going to finish 8th, with Chad Snyder finishing 9th. David Lorfano in another dominant car in that number 8 machine will round out our top 10 here tonight. And then finishing 11th, Joshua Hetrick in the 25 machine, just in front of Tyrone Yo. Finishing 12th in that 2 car. Jeremy Flanagan, Zorku falling back to 13th after having a good late race run. Larry Garn's going to finish 14th with David Harrah right behind him in 15th. Billy Stanley's going to finish 16th with John Higgins Jr. finishing 17th. Adam Angerstein is going to finish 18th after some trouble early on with that 9 car. And Charlie Dickey will finish 19th. Johnny May is going to round out 20th. Joseph Warner finishes with 21st place points, although I don't think he ever took to the racetrack here tonight at Las Vegas. Tonight. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight, man. Any last words from yourself, Damon?
Man, this is a great race. This is not what I expected tonight. I thought the field was really going to get strung out. And we did there at some points when we got the one of the green flag stops, but it's great racing. I think this package is going to lend itself to some really exciting racing this season. I'm really looking forward to it, and looking forward to calling it with you, buddy.
Yeah, a lot of respect out here tonight. A lot of, I would assume, understanding that this car is an unknown. A lot of give and take here tonight, which is great to see from these guys. But at the same time, plenty of action. A race that got strung out a little bit towards the middle, but when it came down to the end there, when it really mattered, these drivers put on the turbo boost and really pushed hard at the end. And some of these drivers who we didn't expect to see up here at the top 3 ended up there, and shout out to them, shout out to the car, shout out to the racing, shout out to the league. Shout out to you guys for watching us here tonight and joining us for this race. We appreciate you. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow if you enjoyed the broadcast. And for everybody back behind the scenes at Esports Broadcasting Network, we thank you for watching and enjoy your night. Hopefully you'll join us throughout the week, or at the very least, we'll see you again next Monday for the Topsail Trucker Speed America Cup Series from the All-American Racing League. Have a great night.